quiet, grounded tone. Spain has secured the 2026 title. In the aftermath, a 39-year-old captain walks toward the tunnel, processing a final loss on the global stage. His career began nearly 4 decades ago in the industrial city of Rosario. Along the banks of the Paraná River, he played for a local youth side called the Machine of 87, displaying a rare technical ability. However, as his teammates grew, he remained noticeably small. Local doctors eventually confirmed a diagnosis that threatened to end his athletic career before he could reach a professional level. This diagram compares standard bone development against a growth hormone deficiency. The lack of somatotropin from the pituitary gland causes a stunted trajectory, preventing the skeletal and muscular maturation required for elite sports. Managing the condition required a daily regimen of synthetic injections into his legs. By age 12, he was administering the needles himself, while his family struggled to cover a medical bill that reached $1,000 every month. This early period required a specific type of endurance. He maintained a rigid medical schedule and the discipline of daily injections just to reach the physical baseline of a normal teenager. That financial strain eventually led the family to Spain. In late 2000, executives at FC Barcelona evaluated the 13-year-old at the Camp Nou, though the board hesitated to sign a foreign minor with such high medical costs. To prevent other clubs from intervening, the sporting director used the only paper available at a local tennis club. This waxy napkin, signed in blue ink, committed Barcelona to his medical treatment in exchange for his signature. The professional commitment required a massive personal sacrifice. Homesickness drove his mother and siblings back to Argentina shortly after the move, splitting the family across 2 continents. He remained in Barcelona with only his father. Naturally introverted and barred from official matches due to registration conflicts, he spent months in a state of professional and social isolation. He eventually found a surrogate support system within La Masia's academy dormitories, allowing him to build connections with other young prospects, including future teammate Gerard Piqué. Alongside peers like Cesc Fabregas, he became part of a generation known as the Baby Dream Team. These relationships provided the stability he needed to finish his hormone treatments and integrate into Spanish football. He traded his original home for this academy environment. His subsequent success in Catalonia was built on the relationships forged during those early years. By 2008, his growth treatments were complete, and a new dietary regimen addressed recurring muscle injuries. This physical stabilization coincided with the arrival of manager Pep Guardiola. This board illustrates the false 9. Dropping the center forward into midfield forced central defenders out of position, creating a structural imbalance. As defenders were pulled out of line, wingers exploited the gaps, helping Barcelona secure 6 major trophies in a single year. This chart shows the statistical result of that dominance. In 2012, he set a record by scoring 91 goals in a single calendar year, surpassing a mark that had stood for 4 decades. A relentless individual rivalry drove this level of output. Real Madrid's Cristiano Ronaldo provided a constant benchmark, as the 2 players traded individual honors for over a decade. This environment demanded a high level of consistency. The constant pressure from a direct rival meant that every season required peak physical and mental performance to maintain his standing. While he dominated in Spain, his international career with Argentina was characterized by significant friction. The success he found in Europe did not immediately translate to the national team. Critics in Argentina often questioned his commitment. Because he had left Rosario at such a young age, many viewed him as more Catalan than Argentine, leading to years of public skepticism regarding his passion for the country. This tension was amplified by narrow losses. At the 2014 World Cup final in Brazil, Argentina was defeated in extra time, leaving him to watch the German celebration from the pitch. The difficulty continued in the 2015 and 2016 Copa America finals. On both occasions, Argentina faced Chile and lost the deciding penalty shootouts after a scoreless draw. After missing a penalty in the 2016 final at MetLife Stadium, he reached a breaking point. In the tunnels of the arena, he announced his retirement from international football, citing the pain of repeated final defeats. Representing his homeland had become his primary source of professional stress. The expectations of a title had created a burden that seemed impossible to satisfy. He eventually reversed his decision, leading to a period of late-career redemption. By winning the 2022 World Cup, he finally achieved the international success that had previously eluded him. With the primary objective achieved, he transitioned away from European football, moving through Paris before settling in Miami as his club career began to wind down. He returned for one final global tournament in 2026. At 39 years old, he led the Argentine squad into a competition hosted in the United States. During this final run, he broke the all-time World Cup scoring record. With his 18th goal against Austria, he surpassed Miroslav Klose for the most goals in the history of the tournament. But the final match against Spain showed the physical limits of a two-decade career. At the final whistle, the exhaustion was visible as he processed a second consecutive World Cup final defeat. The career ended without a final trophy. Even with the records he set, he was ultimately subject to the physical constraints of a long professional tenure. The image of the veteran captain in 2026 mirrors the determination of the 5-year-old boy in Rosario who first learned to handle a ball. His career is defined by long-term physical persistence. He overcame a growth deficiency and years of childhood isolation to maintain a level of output that redefined the statistics of the sport. As he walks away, he leaves behind a set of records that may never be matched. The cleats remain on the field, marking the end of a long and difficult professional journey.